Right guys, Mark Crossfield here with the Titleist 917 F2 Fairway and the F3. So the new fairway from Titleist also got the weight pack that allows you to do stuff with the SureFit CG that's changed on this club. Let's show you what 917 F2 F3 might do for your fairway wood game. Let's get stuck in. So Titleist 917, we got active recoil channel 2.0. It's also been filled in this year, so they've improved the channel just to try and keep those ball speeds up across that face. We get the SureFit hosel for both clubs as well, obviously, which has been there from day dot with Titleist. And you've got to admire that they just don't change something, it does just work. That's going to allow you to change the loft and the lie independently of each other. The big one with this is the SureFit CG. So I've got a weight pack here from 10 to 18 grams, and you also get a fade and a draw weight pack as well. So a group of neutral and a group of fade and draw. What happens is I can put the weight in either of these two clubs in the toe and slightly further forward, or in the heel and slightly further back, because the SureFit CG is set at an angle to the face, same on both clubs. What happens as well is I can also change the swing weight of this club. I can go down to 10, or I think up to 18 with the weight I put in, which is really going to feel how heavy or light that club feels. Change the overall weight of it also. So we're going to give it a hit, F2 being that slightly bit bigger than F3 as normal. So if you want the slightly more friendly, bigger headed one, you'd be going more for the F2. So it's got a grey head, slightly darked out face, so grey to dark with the little line up line in the middle there, which looks nice. F2 does look good, very round shape, beautiful looking shape down by the ball, with the white score lines of the old grooves. Does look very nice off the face. Feels nice. There's improvements in the sound on both of these clubs, Titleist are saying, which is done across all their 917 range. It does make a slightly louder ting, more solid sounding, I think, which is interesting. I also tested these clubs in Switzerland on the golf course, which I did with all the Titleist 917 range. It was quite interesting to see it out on the course as well as here on the range. We'll show you some real ball data numbers in a second as well. It's so lovely and square, which Titleist always does. Very pretty shape down by the ball. It's interesting sound. I'm not sure if I love it as much or not. It's just different. I think I'd have to get used to it a little bit more. Now let's just change this head over to the F3 as well from the F2 to see what that feels like. So we've got the F3 head on, does feel smaller. This one for me feels slightly too small. You might see some difference in spin rates as well. I've got the numbers which I'll show you in a second. Yeah, for me, I don't see the point in going smaller, apart from if I was really struggling with launch numbers on a freewood. I just don't want to particularly make it that much harder. Let's give it a hit. So it's the same sound really as the F2. Everything's the same in my mind and feels, apart from just looking down at that smaller head, which for me, they might call it more workable. I would call it less workable personally, because I feel I could do less with this club. Let's give it another hit. It does look nice. I hit that one really well, and the small head makes me feel great, like a real tall player, all that kind of stuff. But for me, I would be going for the bigger head on these two. New active recoil channel now filled in as well. Not really feeling that different from the last one, certainly in its feel. I'm sure their data will back that up. SureFit CG, let's show you what happens as I move that. I like this, certainly in the driver. It's a very clever idea. So Titleist F2 to start us off. Now I started with the standard weight. I was getting 228, spinning at 3.3. I then moved down to the 10 gram weight, so I went lighter in the weight. Went up, just snuck up to 230, and the spin came down 300 revs. Peak height stayed the same. I definitely like the lightest weight in the back of that head. It felt good to me. In theory, you probably wouldn't have the CG quite as far back. With that lighter weight, it's going to move it a fraction, which is why I'm seeing 300 revs of spin. Also strike, obviously, is going to play its part in there as well. But I love the fact that I could change the swing weight on that club to make it feel more controllable for me there in the F2. Very good numbers on both of them, to be honest. Real small improvement on changing the weight. Now, if I go to the F3, 4 yards difference when I went down to the 10 gram weight over the standard, which is 14, I think. Let me just check actually. So it was a 14 was the standard weight that I had in there, went down to 10. Noticed the big difference in the feel, and certainly a bit of a difference there in the distance to 234 when I came down in the weight over the 230. Spin actually stayed pretty much the same, peak height stayed pretty much the same. I just felt like I could swing it a bit faster, probably centered those hits as well for that. It's only 4 yards in carry, it's such a small amount. It was what the feel of that lighter swing weight did for me was the most interesting thing. Both of those two clubs are great, they sit nicely. I would like F2 more than F3, I like the bigger head. I love the fact that you can change the CG. Anyone trying to dial in a bit of different spins as well with the draw and the fade, definitely worth a go. Remember, with any of these weights, you're going to override them. I've said this all the time. I think for someone who's delivering pretty consistently, you might be able to just pull the ball a little bit more in if you're overcutting it or overdrawing it. When your bad shot's a slight overdraw, just putting it in that fade setting might just calm that down a little bit. I will do more tests with the weights as we go on. It's obviously you could go on forever testing these weights. So I will do more with them, driver and fairway. Good numbers, good performing clubs. Love the fact you can change the CG. Post comments down below. You're going to try them? Let me know. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Periscope, all the normal social places. Also, come and visit my new website, markcrossfieldgolf.com. See you over there.